jumping. The water's fine, it's a celebration. No, we ain't stressing cause we on vacation.
What is up, everybody? I hope everyone's having a great day today. We are here on the Most Important Things podcast, episode 2, with your co-host, Kevin Barbers, and my co-host, Bobby AGT.
Hey,
my man.
What's
How
up,
you
brother?
doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. We're here.
We're here.
Episode 2. It came quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
We're back again. I know that it's been a little bit of time,
Yeah.
but we are back.
We're back. Just got back from a trip to Georgia.
Yeah, how was that?
It was good.
Yeah?
Saw some houses, checking out the area, making sure it's a move I want to make.
I hope not. I hope it's not a movie you want to make.
Yeah, I know. You think that. You'll be happy to know that Georgia is more than likely not going to happen.
Good.
Well, I might move to Tennessee.
Oh, great.
I like Tennessee a lot more.
Shoot.
No offense to the people in Georgia. Is what it is. And man, a lot of opportunity to grow down there,
Yeah.
especially for music. So,
Man, growth is an important part of
sure
life.
is.
But
But I mean, if this podcast grows first, that might not happen. So,
I mean, what part of growth are you looking for in Georgia that you can't get here, though?
just musical opportunities. Being closer to Nashville, Tennessee, which is the songwriting hub of the world and all that jazz. So,
Okay.
we'll see where it goes. But growth is important, and this podcast is important. It might actually be the most important thing. So we'll see.
I think so.
But while we're on the topic of growth, you got something going on. 2 meals, 60 days. All right.
Yeah.
How's that going? It seems to be going.
Man, it's going great. 2 meals, 60 days, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna interrupt you, bro. What's with the hat?
Bro, I don't know. I found it in my attic. I was helping my dad clean out the attic the other day, and I found it. So I don't know. I thought it'd be a nice little touch. I mean, do you like it?
I love it.
I thought it was cool.
I think it's great.
It's actually my brother's. I was wearing this the other day, and he was like, yo, that's mine. But that's enough of that. What were we talking about, though? What's the first topic? What are we getting into? Oh,
2 meals, 60 days, baby.
2 meals, 60 days. That's right. Very important part of my life right now. It's a project that I've been working on for anybody that hasn't kept up with anything, hasn't followed the 2 meals, 60 days, or if you happen to miss the first podcast, we're here on the second episode of The Most Important Things, and I'll just touch on a little bit. 2 meals, 60 days, the project I've been working on the last 17, 18 days. I'm a sports guy, so I made this 2 meals, 60 days thing, 20% increase in profits, average daily profits. You can go from $50 to $2.8 million in 60 days. I made it 2 meals, 60 days to kind of generalize, the number and merely break it down to more simple and give me a little bit of room to mess up and still, end up with something pretty big, 2 meals, 60 days. So just a little update. We're on day 18. We've turned $500 into $500, which is 1,000% increase in profits in 17 or 18 days. I forget. Each day goes into each other. But we are out here. We are on pace for 2 meals, 60 days. And that is not a lie. That is not a joke. That is not, anything that people try to make it seem because how crazy it sounds. Yo, it does sound crazy, but I'm out here trying to do crazy things and accomplish them. And I'm one, Bobby, I'm going to shoot for the moon. And if I don't get to the moon, I'm going to land in the stars. Mm-hmm. And the stars are just as beautiful.
Just as beautiful.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
So
I like that.
So that's that. We're going to continue to grow 20% every
20%.
single day.
So you turned 50 into 500 so far?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I went from 50 legit. I went from 50 to 60 to 72 to 89 to 97 to 108 to 20% every single day, and that is how I am at 500. And it may not sound like a lot. When you're thinking 2 meals, 60 days, you're at day 17, you only have 500. But it's not about the number. It's about the percentage. It's not about the dollar amount. It's about the percentage of accomplishment every single day. You know what I'm saying, Bobby?
Absolutely. Yeah,
So
it's cool you got all these projects going, man. You're staying busy.
Yeah, man. Hey, and I'm blessed I can talk about it on this podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a lot of
Absolutely.
good feedback from it, and it's working out great. I mean, I got to shout out to Hans, my man Hans. I've turned his 50 into 380. So it goes beyond me.
Yeah,
this
man.
project goes beyond me. And that is why I am putting it out there to the world. People that want to put their trust in me, in what I have stood for as long as you've known me, or what I am growing into. And there's people that are watching me grow, Bobby, just like there's people watching you grow. We are all in the development of growth. And that's a beautiful thing. And we will continue to grow And 2 mil 60 days will continue to grow. Holla at me on Instagram. 2 mil 60 days. You're not giving me any money. You're simply following pics that I'm putting my time and energy into that you can follow along and we can all make this money together. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
Yeah, you like it, but you're not even on it.
I know, man. You always calling me out. I'm calling me out in front of these people.
We're gonna get you on though.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
I like to let systems play out for a little bit before
Well,
I put my trust in them. But
of course.
my trust is growing every day.
Yeah, good.
So I trust you with this podcast. I trust you with the decisions you're making. So here we are. Yeah, man. The podcast has actually been pretty well received so far. I want to say thanks to everybody who's checked it out. We've had a lot of people check it out. We've had a lot of people reach out with feedback and just telling us how much they appreciate and what we're doing.
Man, let's touch on the fact that some UFC fighters have contributed to this as well. Let you tell a little bit about that.
No, straight up. We we're just doing our thing, sending out this podcast, just trying to get as many eyes on it as possible. And we've had a few UFC fighters actually take the time to watch the show, let us know what they think. Andre Ewell, UFC fighter,
UFC bantamweight.
He's been extremely kind in his words, and we really appreciate him checking it out. We got who else?
Julian Marquez.
Yeah.
I was reaching out to people on Instagram, and I reached out to Julian, and he watched a little bit of it. UFC fighter, UFC middleweight, Julian Marquez. He gave me 45 minutes of his time. And I was on the phone with Julian for 45 minutes, and we shared some. He shed some light on me. He actually has a podcast too. It's called Beauty and the Beast with Kendra Lust. So he's got about 8 or 9 episodes, and getting his feedback was really purposeful.
Yeah, I'd love to get some feedback from Kendra Lust.
I love feedback in general from everybody. I value feedback. I value you. I value your thoughts, your mind, your eyes, what you see in everything that we are trying to do here. And I value it all. We are all humans here, and I will continue to value everybody as much as, the value that I want to bring to you. So if I'm trying to bring great value, I have to value you at what you are, which is great,
Absolutely.
That's,
I like that. You have such a way with words.
That's very
I love
important.
listening to you chat, It is very important. Shout out also real quick to Mr. William Knight.
Yes.
He was recently on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. Put on a hell of a performance.
Huge knockout.
And he already has a real quick turnaround. He's got a fight coming up in just a few weeks. We're actually planning on getting him on the podcast. We're going to have him Skype in and just chat about his career so far and what his goals are. And super excited about that.
Yeah, he's agreed to it. I mean, he's got a big fight coming up, and I think coming on this podcast will be great for everybody.
Absolutely. So we're big UFC, big MMA fans. I actually have this theory about how accessible UFC fighters and MMA fighters are specifically compared to any other celebrity, any other, professional athlete. It's just they're all so willing to engage on Instagram and Twitter. And it's a cool thing, especially for what we're doing.
You know what I think it is, too? I think a lot of UFC fighters are humble. So they're humble enough to, mess it, and they appreciate people reaching out to them. Some athletes or just some people, they think they're too big, like they can't give us the time.
Yeah.
Like, yo, yeah, all right. Listen, I respect your accomplishments, but to not give another human being time in a moment that you can give, and you're just completely oblivious to it, or I don't know if you just turn it off. But in the same breath, they must maybe, have to do that to cancel out, the negative in this world that they're also going to get. So it's about playing that balance and having that balance. So,
absolutely. And not everybody can give us their time, and we appreciate everybody who does. Drew Dober also checked out the podcast. Really appreciate that. I've been a fan of Drew for a couple years now, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, but who else just followed you?
Mr. Diego Sanchez just gave me a follow on Instagram. The legend Diego Sanchez,
the Nightmare.
Oh man, he's a beast, huh? He's got a fight coming out soon as well. 253 UFC 253. Diego will be out there, maybe putting on one of his last fights.
Who knows?
We'll see, but we'll get to that at the end of the show. We'll chat some MMA later, huh?
Yeah, we'll definitely get into a little more UFC after, because through this whole podcast, Bobby, we are trying to reach as many different communities as we can.
Absolutely, yeah.
And there's so many different communities that we share our passions with. I mean, there's people out there that, they like the motivation. They love hearing motivation. We want to find that community. We want to be part of that community. Positivity in just life in general, that should be everybody. So we should be able to reach the world with positivity because that is what the world should be based on.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though it's not, even though it should be, and even though it is the most important thing.
It really is. That's why it's our job. That's why it's our job to do what we're doing, putting out what we're putting out, and spreading the positivity.
And we will.
Spreading the love.
We will continue to do it.
Every single Monday from here on out, huh?
That's it. And you know what, Bobby? There might be people that get sick of us, and there might be people that are turned off by us. Turn it off then. We're not made for you. There's millions and millions and millions of people that we are made for that's going to gravitate towards us because they like how we think, because how we think is how they think. And that's who we want to be centered around. We want to be centered around you because we want to be able to relate to different things, different passions, different loves, different everything, Bobby. You know what I'm saying? That's why we connect so well.
Yeah.
You might be a little bit more level-headed than me. I might be a little more crazy than you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we can relate to each other.
Absolutely. And it is a nice balance being able to, level each other out, huh? You get a little crazy, I get a little calm it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I get a little crazy and then you calm it down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Well, you know what I think it is too is in life, you got to sometimes just let people be. You know what I'm saying? And you give them that moment. And I think we have a good balance and a good dynamic of we let each other have each other's moments, and then we wait for our opening to get in there and say what we need to say.
Yeah.
And that's the problem in life sometimes is not a lot of people give the right moments to each other, to their fellow neighbor, and they try to create their own opening in that person's moment. That person's moment is their moment. Do not intrude on their moment. If they want to give you an opening to their moment, they will. Yeah. I hate when people intrude on or they try to shit on someone else's parade. Like, yo, keep the shit to yourself.
Absolutely, man. One of my biggest pet peeves are internet trolls specifically. Somebody's at home taking the time to try to knock you down.
Oh, my God.
What the hell do they have going on in their life right now?
Well,
I can only feel sorry for them. I can only wish them well.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for them.
Well,
it is what it is. We're out here doing our thing. We're out here making our dreams come true.
Yeah.
You just want to sit at home and cry about it.
Well, words on a keyboard are very strong.
And
the fingers, you know what I'm saying? You can get a lot done with the fingers, Bobby.
Screw this guy.
So this pretty much, this is our moment. This is our moment, and we're not going to let anybody intrude on our moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be as intense as we are in this moment. And in this moment, we're going to give the world what we got. And what we are two men with a dream. And I don't know about Bobby, but I have a lot of dreams. All right? I have a lot of dreams that I'm working towards to come true. So in the moment, it's only a dream. But that's why I'm working towards my dreams to make it a reality. And what you get with that, Bobby, is people that going to call you delusional. Oh, you're delusional because you're getting all these things in your head, and they're never going to happen. How do you know that what's in my head is never going to happen? It's never going to happen if I listen to your sorry ass.
True that, 100%.
And it's going to happen as long as I keep doing what I know what I'm doing to get to what I need to do to make it happen. And you know what, Bobby, I have failed at a lot of things. I have failed in life more than I have accomplished. That's why all these things that I'm saying, it may not look realistic. Yo, to the world, my name is Kevin Barbers, and I am a loser. I am a certified loser. Why? Because the reality of my life does not match what the reality of what I think should be in my mind. But I ain't going to settle. I'm not settling for the reality of being a certified loser. I'm just not going to settle for that, Bobby. And I'm going to do everything that I need to do to make sure to match whatever's in my head to reality. And if that's getting on a podcast and maybe getting a little intense so people can feel the passion that I have for what I believe in, I'm going to keep doing it. And in that, I'm going to help people also believe in what others can't see that they believe. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
If you have a dream, do what you have to do. Do not listen to others when you start doing your dream and they tell you you're crazy. Tell them you are crazy. You're crazy enough to believe that if you put the work in, you will get whatever you are telling yourself that you are.
Absolutely.
And Bobby, we're coming for the world.
That's an understatement. All right, man. I've got such big plans for this podcast. I'm just so excited to be able to sit here and just have a conversation with you. We're just talking about what we're experiencing every day. We're out here making things happen. I quit my full-time job to be a musician. You know how much shit I got for that? How much shit I got from that? My fucking mom was like, what are you doing? What? You're gonna be a musician? You have such a nice job. You make 60 grand a year. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Love you, Mom. Not listening to you. Sorry.
I'm going to do what I love.
I'm going to do what I love. I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to work 60 hours a week and play 4 gigs a week. I'll be all right.
I love it.
Eventually, it'll pay off. And guess what? It fucking paid off.
You know what you did, though? You demanded respect through your actions.
I did.
You know what I'm saying? And that respect was earned. Because, listen, respect is earned. You know what I'm saying? And you have to earn it. And you know what, Bobby? I feel like respect is earned through tears. You know, I've earned, you know, this moment to want to, you know, do a podcast. And, you know, I've had a lot of nights where, man, I didn't have this podcast, and I had no Bobby AGT to approach me to be like, yo, I'm getting a studio together. You know that dream that you've been saying that you want to do a podcast? Well, guess what, my man? Guess what, Kevin Barbers? Bobby AGT is here to save the day, and we're going to make this happen.
That's what I do, bro. That's what I make dreams come true.
And you're the man. And let's not forget that I tried out for America's Got Talent, and your name is Bobby AGT. If that is not the universe telling us something, then I don't know what is. Because the universe is telling us something. The fact that I tried out for America's Got Talent and got on TV for about 3 seconds, and your name being Bobby AGT, and now we're on a podcast together, another thing that I said, it's truly mind-blowing, it's remarkable, and I find it so intriguing.
Absolutely. Funny, I actually planned on like kind of messing with you a little bit when you had reached out about that. Kevin sent me a DM and he's like, "Hey man, are you from America's Got Talent?" And I was like, should I tell him? Maybe I am. Try to fuck with this guy a little bit, but no. I saw the value in Kevin almost immediately. It's just the energy you bring off. You talk about it, your energy. People can feel the energy through this camera, no doubt. I've gotten so much feedback just about our energy. You're out there putting out the positivity. You're putting out the vibes.
I hope I make their soul happier. That's what it is at the end of the day. I want you to be happier. I want you to find more peace in your day, in your moment, in your life. Because, Bobby, we become exposed to so many things in life on a day-to-day basis that, first of all, we don't even want to be exposed to it. Right. Now we find ourselves in it. Now we have to find a way out of it when we didn't even want to be in it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's fucking ridiculous.
I think about often how we were put on a planet that we didn't necessarily ask to be on. And we got to put all this work in. Yeah. We got to, you know.
Yeah, but shout out to God. Thank you for life.
Straight up. Thank you so much. Bless up.
Thank you for God. Thank you for life. But, man, you know, like we're out here trying to pursue things. Like, bro, listen, and we're putting things out to the world, and whether we get it all back, that's not our problem, but we're going to give the world as much as we can, and we're going to see what the world can give back to us. Like, my man, shout out to UFC president Dana White. Yo, I approached Dana White at the UFC event, and I told Dana White, Dana, I told you I would be the personality of 2020 back in October of 2019. I have not been the personality of 2020. I haven't. But 2020 ain't over.
It's not over, baby.
It's not over.
No way.
Where have I been for 2020? It doesn't matter where I've been. It matters where I'm at right now. We got 2 mil 60 days. We got the most important things. We got things taking off to the moon. And that was to Dana White. And, you know, I was able to reach Dana that night. Another gentleman that we have to reach, Bobby, is my idol, my man. And I hope you see this podcast someday. Mr. Joe Rogan.
Legend.
Listen.
You say God, I say my Lord and Savior, Joe Rogan. Straight up. That guy has so many positives in my life just from watching that guy's podcast. You know, such influential guests, such an influential mind.
Man.
Nothing but quality stuff.
Quality all stuff. Around, man. He knows his stuff. He knows what he wants in life. He knows what he has to do to get what he wants in life. You know?
Absolutely. He had Miley Cyrus on the other day, right? That took me by surprise. I'm just like, Miley Cyrus, you know? Then I listened to the podcast, and he was able to get so much information out of Miley Cyrus that I would have never guessed.
Yeah.
I've got so much more respect for Miley. Everybody looks at Miley as, Disney Channel star that turned into this crazy, sexy girl, and everybody's hating on her and shit. I've got so much respect for Miley Cyrus, it's just strictly due to the platform that Joe Rogan has given them. And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to give ourselves a platform, to be able to level ourselves up, put nothing but good stuff out into the world, and then hopefully give other people the platform, whether we get guests on the podcast that can tell their story and put that out into the world, whatever it may be. That's what we want to do. We have the platform. We want to put it out there. So,
man, honestly, I can't wait till we start getting guests, and it's going to be great. And, it's getting Joe Rogan on as a guest is probably going to be impossible, but we want to just reach Joe Rogan. We will reach him. Joe Rogan will be reached, even if we get his voicemail and he calls us back. You know what I'm saying? We'll wait for the call back.
I'll slide into Young Jamie's DMs right now.
Slide
Young Jamie,
in there.
This is for you. Show this to Joe, please.
Man, another... man, just so much we can learn from Joe Rogan, and it's funny. You want to hear a funny story?
What's that?
Yo, I don't know how to say this, but I'm just going to say it, man. I was introduced to DMT. DMT, something that Joe Rogan has been
crazy, huh?
Yo, something that Joe Rogan has been an advocate on.
Absolutely,
for a long time.
He's been an advocate for psychedelics in general for a very long time, and they're extremely important. They've got a bad stigma.
Yeah, I'm sure it does, and I might get some kickback from this, but listen, I'm here to be honest. I hit that thing, and it put life into perspective for about 10 minutes. It gave me a life-changing, altering perspective of life that you then take into your next moment of life, and I'm grateful that I was able to do that. I'm grateful that I never thought I would come across DMT, dimethyltryptamine.
Hey man, I talk often about the importance of psychedelics in general, DMT being one of them. All that stuff. Incredibly helpful when it comes to rewiring the brain.
Yeah.
A lot of people who have depressions and anxiety and things like that.
Yeah.
Psychedelics can change it up. I mean, we're not pushing anybody to do things.
No,
but
that's the last thing. The last thing I'm going to do to push anybody on is anything they don't want to do, and it's not something that is a recreational thing.
Right.
It's just something that it was there, so I did it, and it was great.
There you go, man. I'm glad you had that experience.
Yeah, man.
It's an important one.
Yeah, it was, and it was, it was fun, for a good 10 minutes, but like I said, it took me into my next moment. So yeah, man. So what are we going to get into today here besides, everything else that we talked about so far? I mean, I feel like, we've touched on some good topics here. This is a podcast, so, we're here to talk about, if we're going to have this podcast called The Most Important Things, we have to talk about important things, what is going on in the world. But at the same time, we want to talk about what you guys want to hear. So anybody that listens to this podcast, please message me, message Bobby. Let us know what you want to hear. We want to talk about things that you want to hear. So please message us. Please let us know what you want us to talk about, and we will talk about it. And also send us your opinions on all these kind of things. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear what you're thinking, the same way that we are saying what we're thinking. So we're trying to make a global connection here. Do you not agree, Bob?
Absolutely. And it's a big place, man. And there's a lot of people we can reach with this. So, so long as we keep it up, every Monday we'll be here filming a new episode for you people. Hopefully we keep the content engaging.
Yeah.
And like Kevin said, if anyone's got any suggestions, please shoot them our way. We'd love to keep this entertaining. We'd love to keep this engaging. And we'd love to find out what the most important things are and talk about them.
Man, there's a lot of important things, and that it's different perspective, different perception of everybody. We all have different views of what's actually important.
Exactly.
So that is why we want to hear what you feel is important.
Yeah. One important thing that's coming up, and like you said, perspective. Some people find it important. Some people don't find it important. We got a big election coming on.
We do. Oh, that's one thing I don't want to touch upon is politics, because politics creates a divide that I'm not a fan of having to pick each side, because, people are probably like, oh, shit, they're going to start talking about politics. But listen, what I'm going to say is I don't want to divide, okay? And this world is created to have a divide. You got to pick this side. You got to pick this side. You know who I'm voting for? Myself. I am not voting. I am stepping away. And people are like, oh, you should vote. Listen, I'm not saying don't vote. You can vote. You do whatever you want to do. But I'm stepping outside of that because, I'm voting for me. I'm voting for you. I'm voting for our independence. I'm voting for, a unity. It's like I pitched this to my brother the other day. I said, Eddie, if every person in the U.S. voted for themselves, would we all become president? We would all have one
I
vote.
never think about that.
I
don't think they'd allow it, but
I don't think they'd allow it either. But I mean, it would make sense.
Is what it is. We've got to be united. There's so much hate. There's so much conflict, and you're right. It's a divide. There's one side or the other, and I think that's bullshit.
I think it is bullshit because it's forcing unneeded fights. It's forcing unneeded protests. It's forcing things. It's forcing people to have to stand up for something when it's like, yo, we have to stand up for what we believe in. But why must we have to stand up for it? Because there is shade being thrown at it. Like me, I would never say anything to anybody to have to feel like they have to stand up for themselves, because I stand for you. I want to encourage you to do the things that you want to do. I want to be more positive, and I want to motivate you to do things that's going to benefit your life in any single way. I don't want to have to force you to fight against something. Fight for you. You know what I'm saying, Bobby? Like, you don't have to necessarily fight against something when you're fighting for yourself. And there's too much of that. There's too much fighting against something when we should all be fighting. We should all be a team here.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to vote for anybody, vote for Joe Rogan, huh?
Yes.
How's that?
Or The Rock.
Joe Rogan or The Rock for president.
That's it.
Sounds like life might.
At one time I was saying Ellen, but Ellen's on a little bit of a mess right now.
Ellen's in a little bit of heat right now, huh? Almost everybody is.
Oh, man.
So it's a weird world, bro, but like I said, we're here to spread that positivity. We're here to make it a better place. So if you find value, we appreciate it.
And you know what? Value comes from realness. You know what I'm saying? Like, your true value is, and I've already said this on the first podcast, but the more real you are, that's where your true value shows. Yo, I seen something with Waka Flocka. He's a rapper. I'm sure you know him.
Hey.
Yeah. Waka Flocka. Yo, he admitted that he was a whack rapper. And he made $30 million. He says, I made $30 million and I'm a whack rapper. But my realness overcame my whackness. And now he's using that to catapult whatever he wants to do now.
I like it. He's built a good name for himself, for sure.
Oh, man, he really is.
100% for being real.
Yeah.
And, that's what we want to do. We want to keep it real here. We want to keep it engaging, and we're going to be ourselves, all right? That's why we got no problem talking about DMT.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck either.
We're here to be ourselves and spread that light that we got.
That's it. And, I don't ever want to necessarily turn anybody off. I want to turn you on, you know what I'm saying, in any way, and it's like, to turn you on, we got to connect in ways that people aren't willing to connect. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, to make things come alive, there needs to be something that makes us connect. And you know what? It might be something that drives us further away. But it's like, if we drive each other further away and then there's something that comes in together, then we reconnect, and it makes that relationship so much stronger, because it's like the best of friends, right? It's always like, yo, man, when we first became friends, I didn't even like you. How many times have you heard that?
A decent amount, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't even like you at first, but now we're best friends.
It takes time to warm up,
Yeah,
you got to be able to see us week after week, growing ourselves. Like we're learning. We're not experts at podcasting. We're not experts at fucking anything.
I'm not
I'm a
expert at
professional musician, and I don't think I'm a very good musician.
Yeah.
I just consider myself professional because I get paid for it.
Well, actually, like I said earlier, I'm an expert so far at being a loser. A certified loser,
hey,
but I ain't gonna stop. And you know what? I'm gonna show the growth. I'm gonna show the journey. I'm gonna show what it takes to get exactly what I am saying that I'm going to be. And the value I want to bring to the world, and I'm never gonna stop doing that, because if I am, then I'm being okay, and I'm settling with being the loser that I once was, or maybe that I am. But man, this story, there's many chapters left. This story is there's many unwritten chapters. It's like a plot twist. You know what I'm saying? The plot twist is coming. The story of this kid's a loser. He lost a lot of money gambling. He might be a loser his whole life, until someday he wakes up and he's like, yo, I want to make a change, and I want to start thinking the right way. I'm going to start believing in myself, and I'll start, helping people believe in their selves. And Bobby, whatever I can do, man, you know what I'm saying?
I think you're doing a hell of a job so far.
Thanks, brother.
All right, man. You caught my attention when I first came across you on Instagram,
Yeah.
and which I think was your goal. You want to catch some attention. I started paying close attention.
Yeah.
This guy's got a lot of good to offer. That's what I thought. That's the first thing I thought. This guy's a little out there, but
a little bit.
But you mean well,
Yeah.
and we're out here doing what we do. Now we're here. Now we're putting this podcast out, and I like to quote my favorite song. It's actually my song, but we won't stop until everybody knows our name.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going.
You know, actually, that's a perfect segue. We're actually gonna take a little break, everybody. We're gonna play a Bobby AGT's hit song, "Poolside."
Poolside. Check it out, y'all. Jump in, the water's fine, it's a celebration. No, we ain't stressing cause we on vacation. Not a care in the world today, baby. The sun's shining, and we're feeling the heat. The ladies sitting poolside and they dipping their feet. Fellas having a good time, we're all living the dream. Not a care in the world today, baby. We've been working harder than anybody, so thankful for today. Now we won't stop until everybody knows our name. And now we're sitting poolside, baby, we'll be living it up. So if you're feeling what we feel, then let me grab you a cup. And when the sun's going down, yeah, we can light one up. By the poolside, by the poolside, lounging by the poolside, baby, we'll be living it up. And in about another minute, we'll be raising our cups, so we can keep the party moving till the sun comes up. By the poolside, by the poolside. No, we won't cease or desist. We've acquired a couple haters and I'm sure they're pissed, but we've been grinding day and night, no opportunity missed. So I ain't sweating it, I ain't sweating it.
We got fans, man, they always holding us down. They were showing up long before the recognition came around. Can't forget the hands and hearts that got our feet off the ground. And we just wanna make the hometown proud. Now everybody like,
we've been working harder than anybody, so thankful for today. Now we won't stop until everybody knows our name. And now we're sitting poolside, baby, we'll be living it up. So if you're feeling what we feel, then let me grab you a cup. And when the sun's going down, yeah, we can light one up. By the poolside, by the poolside, lounging by the poolside, baby, we'll be living it up. And in about another minute, we'll be raising our cups, so we can keep the party moving till the sun comes up. By the poolside, by the poolside.
I'm taking that PA with that ABV. And if it's under 8, then it ain't for me. Cause man, life is great, I'm here for AGT. I try to keep it simple, short and sweet.
Yo, I'll take a Jack and Coke, no joke. Don't wanna treat this like a fashion show, oh no. But I can't help it that I have to flow slow, no. Right now we just joking around before we go pro. Now watch this, gonna be hitting the charts like somebody came from the blind side. Never gonna be defined by media taking our mind's eye.
Was thinking to myself, why not embrace all the weird? Take it off the shelf, why don't we switch up the gears? Get out of here, start to like yourself. Ignorance could disappear, it all becomes clear. Without all the fear, we're starting to treat everybody like everyone's family here.
Poolside, and now we're living it up. 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 And now we're sitting poolside, baby, we'll be living it up. So if you're feeling what we feel, then let me grab you a cup. And when the sun's going down, yeah, we can light one up. By the poolside, by the poolside, lounging by the poolside, baby, we'll be living it up. And in about another minute, we'll be raising our cups, so we can keep the party moving till the sun comes up. By the poolside, by the poolside, lounging by the poolside, baby, we'll be living it up. So if you're feeling what we feel, then let me grab you a cup. And when the sun's going down, yeah, we can light one up. By the poolside, by the poolside.
Bobby, that song is like, listen, since you introduced me to that song, I haven't stopped listening to it. Legit. I've played that song at least 200 times in the last week.
Thank you so much.
Man, and it makes me wonder, what's the backstory? What inspired that song? Because it's truly an amazing song. So give us a little bit of insight on how that song came about.
Sure. So owner and operator here of Brandis Center Studios and Brandis Beard Co. Travis Gordon. Lovely man. AJ and I, in my band, A Good Time, we're an acoustic duo. We play cover gigs. That's what we do. And Travis happened to stumble across us one time at a local place in Worcester, and he seemed to like what we were doing. His wife seemed to like what we were doing. Shout out to Rebecca. And yeah, one thing led to another, and about a year later, Travis, who had come to several shows since then, and was starting to become, a regular friend and a regular person who came to our gigs, had this great idea, and he's like, "Hey, my wife really likes the music you guys make. We're going to Florida for her birthday. We do it every year. We do a week-long trip in Florida, and her birthday's at the end of the week.
Okay.
I would love to surprise her with you and AJ coming down to do a live performance."
Wow.
And we're like, "What? Like, this guy wants us to go to Florida? Like, I've never. Why are you gonna do that?"
This guy's weird. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we got a lot of people saying that, but it turns out he's a real close friend now, and here we
Yeah.
are with the podcast.
No,
studio.
Travis is the man. Shout out to Travis. I mean, that's great that he gave you that opportunity. So you went.
So we went to Florida. We had an amazing day. We played the gig for Travis and his family, which went awesome. They took us to Epcot afterwards, which was a blast.
Oh my God.
And then
went
the
on like
next
test
day-
track and everything.
Yeah. Oh, that was
shit.
fun. I had the coolest car on the test track.
Soaring. You went soaring too.
No.
You didn't go
Did we?
soaring?
I don't know. Did we? I don't remember.
Did you visit all the countries?
We did, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
we went to all the countries, had a few beers at each one, and yeah, it was a good night. And then the next day, AJ and I had the whole day to ourselves at our hotel, and we got hammered, literally hung out by the pool all day, and the song came to us in about 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah,
No shoot.
we had the instrumental already laid out. Shout out to Mantra, who helped us out with the instrumental. And yeah, 3 hours, the song was written. Came home and recorded it professionally with our buddy Chris Paquette at a No Boundary Studios in Rhode Island. Shout out Chris Paquette. And yeah, he made it what it is today. I love the song. It's super catchy, and so far it's gotten nothing but great responses. So I'm glad you enjoy it. Anyone wants to check it out, YouTube or Spotify, Poolside by a Good Time. Check it out.
Man, honestly, I really think that could be the hit before 2020 is over. I know summer's already, we're in September already. But if we get, some good weather in September, September's not over. We can still have some, 70, 80 degree days where we can be sitting poolside, baby. We be living
Or
it
we
up.
can take another trip to Florida.
Oh, there we go. This song's going worldwide. So, I mean, there's nice weather everywhere.
True that. True
Yeah.
that. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%, man. I appreciate you creating such a masterpiece of a song.
Wow.
No doubt. So, all right. So, man, I feel like we've touched on a lot of important things in life. Let's continue to, stride towards what we believe in. Let's continue to talk about things that we're passionate about, Bobby.
Yeah.
What's next on the list?
Oh man, we got some UFC fights coming up.
Oh my God, let's talk about some UFC
Next
right
couple
now.
of weeks is we got a few decent fights going on. Huh?
Okay, who do we got?
So I believe next weekend, the 12th. Yeah, the 12th. We got Michelle Watterson, Karate Hottie versus Angela Hill.
Ooh.
Last minute fight, right? Main event fell out. Who was the main event? Do you remember by chance?
I don't, but I also did see that Angela Hill is the first Black woman to headline an event, which
Yeah,
is great.
that's awesome.
It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
It's a little overdue, but at least it's happening.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I say that because I seen it. That's how it was worded, and that's what it is, and it's a beautiful thing, And I don't even know if it should be a thing because we're all people.
She's a person,
Yeah, she's a person. We're all people at the end of the day, but it's good that she can get that notoriety
Well
of
deserved.
that. Very well deserved. Angela Hill's been on a tear, and Karate Hottie, she needs a win, and it's a very high level fight.
It is, and it went from a 3-rounder to a 5-rounder. So
Did it?
I'm interested to see how this one plays out.
Yeah.
But very excited for it. I'm a big fan of Karate Hottie, so
Okay.
I'm pulling for Michelle.
Okay. Who else we got? Fights coming
The
up?
following week, actually, we got the Bad Blood match, Woodley versus Covington.
Oh, Woodley versus Covington.
my
That
God.
fight's been in the making for a while. When
Sure
Woodley
has.
was champ, they were both calling for that fight.
Colby talked a lot of crap.
Mm.
It's a professional shit talker. I think
that's
Conor McGregor's a professional shit talker.
Yeah,
Colby
right.
Covington's like a half-ass professional shit
Yeah.
talker.
Well, you maybe someday you can be a professional shit talker
Yeah,
from
we'll
this
see.
podcast.
Yeah, we'll see.
Talk a lot of shit.
Maybe I'll be the Stephen A. Smith of MMA.
Yeah,
'cause nobody
you
likes when he talks about MMA. So.
Yeah, right. Man, Stephen A.
Mm.
Be quiet.
But yeah, Woodley Covington. That's gonna be a banger.
Who do you got in that fight? Is it going to be a banger or is it going to be a grind? I can see it more being a grind. To be honest.
As much as I don't care for his personality, I'm giving it to Colby.
Really, I hope Woodley knocks him out.
I do too.
Yeah,
but
I hope he does.
I just look, and I don't know if Tyron's got like a new spark. Or
Well,
what.
listen, Woodley did not look good in his last fight.
Didn't look
But
good.
Gilbert's a beast. Gilbert Burns is a
He is a
beast. You know.
But Woodley didn't look so hot in the fight prior to that too.
No,
against
well,
Usman.
Kamaru Usman's a beast.
Also a beast.
You know what I'm saying? And Colby's also a beast. But listen, Colby's going to be trying. When you say banger, that's why I'm saying it might be a grind. But Colby has a very high output striking game,
Right.
going along with his grinding wrestling game. So I don't think he's going to be able. I mean, I don't know actually. Tyron has been grinded out his last 2 fights, which is a shame because he is a wrestler.
Yeah.
But he is getting older. I want to see Woodley. I want to see Woodley land that overhand right. The same one he landed on Koscheck, the same one that he landed on Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
I want to see him land it and really put Colby to Colby, man. I know it's all it's all an act, and you try to put on this character on camera, but man, I know you're doing it for you do it for publicity. You do it because you like to rustle up feathers, and I've actually heard that off camera. You're a good guy, but I think you're in for a fight, my friend. I think he's in for a fight.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. But I'm excited nonetheless.
yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got? Or unless you have any more thoughts on that
That's
fight.
all. That's all I got for that fight. I don't know the prelims and the rest of the card all look phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
Next big fight.
I'm
What's
really
the next big fight?
Next big fight is UFC 253, baby.
Is that
and
who
that's
I
the
think
big
it
one.
is? Ooh.
Ooh, that's Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa.
That's a fight.
That's a fight.
That is a fight.
That's a fight.
Listen, any fight that Izzy's in usually is a fight. In his last fight, Yoel tried to stay on the outside, and it was a very boring fight. And Izzy did what he had to do to win.
Did his job.
But man, Paulo's gonna bring it. Because that's what he needs to do to
He's
win.
coming forward and he's coming hard. So
Oh, dude, he's I don't know if you've seen the Paulo Uriah Hall fight.
Yeah.
That was a war, and Paulo was getting clipped.
Yeah.
Uriah almost knocked him out.
right.
And
Is he sharp, man? What does he say? I don't aim and fire. Nah, I'm probably gonna fuck.
he said,
Mhm.
shoot.
He's got hella accuracy. That's what he's got, and he's gonna bring it.
Yeah,
Very
he's
he's gonna bring it. So Paulo's probably. I don't know who you got. What are you thinking about that one?
I gotta go with Izzy,
Mm.
but I mean I can see Izzy possibly getting clipped, and it's gonna come down to how he reacts to get hit when he gets hit, and we're gonna see what happens.
And if any of you guys have thoughts on these fights, anyone who wants to chime in and let us know what you're thinking, hit us up. We'd love to engage with you guys about UFC and MMA in general. So let us know what you think. There's another big fight on that card too, and it's for the vacant light heavyweight title. Mr. John Jones decided I'm gonna step down for a little bit, maybe take a ride to heavyweight.
I hope so.
But who do we got?
Dominic Reyes
Dominic Reyes.
versus Jan Blachowicz. I think Reyes' time has come.
I think so.
I think Reyes beat Jones.
I think Reyes' time came when he fought Jones.
I
but-
know. I think he beat Jones. I was actually I went to my buddy Bambino. Shout out to my boy Bambino out there in Philadelphia. I went to Philadelphia and I watched the fight with him that night. And it's funny because when I went to Philadelphia that night, we had gotten free tickets to the Art of War. Art of War is a Philadelphia-based MMA event, and I had reached out to them because I was looking for a job. Shout out to Mike Bickens. Mike Bickens, he is the man. Mike, you are the man. You are the man. Mike, I reached out to Mike, and he is the founder of Art of War. And we had a great conversation. I was looking for a job. He said, well, all of our jobs are, he said, I'm very loyal to, the people that have the positions that you're looking for, the commentator, the announcer, those kind of positions. But he said, I'll bring you to the show and I'll give you 2 front row seats. And you can come in if you want. I'll give you VIP tickets. You can go in the back and do whatever you want to do. I said, Mike, you're the man. He said, yeah, man. And we're also we're also like a pro wrestling themed MMA organization. So I had brought in my Aces belt with me.
What Aces belt? Where is that thing? We usually got that bad boy front and center here.
Oh man. The Aces belt has been given up.
Oh goodness.
Yes. I have put it to rest.
How could you do something like that?
So this party that I was at this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
there was a cornhole tournament, and my buddy Funk, he hung up a belt for the winner that was gonna, whoever won this cornhole tournament was gonna get this belt. And he hung up a tag team championship belt, which I guess makes sense because it is 2-on-2. But I'm like, I got a better belt for you. So I went and got the Aces belt. I said, this is the belt that you guys are going to use now for this cornhole championship, that you guys do. Yeah. I said, take good care of this belt. Right. Because this belt has very meaning. It's got a lot of meaning behind it. It's got a lot of stories. This belt is, I went on America's Got Talent with it, and there's a lot of meaning behind it. And honestly, I want that belt to, someday, be donated to charity or something. You know what I'm saying? I want that to have meaning. This thing right here as well. This thing's got some meaning to it too, and my clapperboard. These are things that, that I'm developing into, a character.
Your brand, your identity.
Brand. Kevin Barbers on Instagram. But I want all these things to have substance to it, so then it can then lead to, something even bigger and something that can really bring value to something. Like, if there's someone that wanted to buy this for $1 million from me, this is a clapperboard. I bought this thing for $5 at a yard sale. If you're willing to give me $1 million for this thing, I'm willing to put that $1 million to good use for the world. Because at the end of the day, this thing was $5, but this thing has been in like 200, 300 videos, that really energize people's days. Check them out on my storyline on Instagram and all the positive feedback that people were giving me, like, I love your clapperboard, and I love what followed it. And what followed it was, what is up, everybody? I hope you're having a great day today, and just a minute of motivation, positivity, and encouragement.
That's how I found you, man. So this quote specifically is what resonated with me the most, I think, because you had the clapperboard, you had your belt, and you were doing your routine. You were all a deck full of aces. Man, that stuck with me. So I thought it'd be nice to get it up on here. And every day I think we might change that, or every episode rather, we'll change up that quote. So be on the lookout.
100%.
One day I might say something funny.
Yeah. Listen, we are all a deck full of aces. We are all champions of life. And we will continue to be that until the end of time. Does time even end? I mean, when our time is up in this life, what is your beliefs on that? Does time ever end?
I'm a big believer in reincarnation. I'm not a religious man, but I do very much think that when you die, you're on to the next one. And whether that means you start fresh or that means you go somewhere already existing. But I think I think life is lessons.
Yeah.
Everything about life is a lesson. You're here to learn lessons. You were put here to learn lessons. You're here to fuck up, and you're here to get better from it. And you're here to use that fuck up to make yourself and the people around you better. So I think you go through one life, and every life you learn a little bit more. And eventually, once you've lived every life there is to live, I don't know, maybe you're a god. Maybe you're a superhuman. Who knows what happens after that? But big believer. I'm very big into spirituality, and like we spoke earlier, psychedelics and things like that, which is where I've gathered all these ideas.
In that state of mind.
Yeah, in that state of mind. But I don't know. There's something to it. They say that we only access so much of our brain, and what we see is what we get. But
there's ways to open it up.
There's ways to open it up, I think. So.
Yeah, we have to though. This mind and brain is made to be opened up. What do they say? We only use 20% of our brain or
something like that, yeah.
Like, I'm trying to use 100% of my brain because I want to know what this brain does, and what we are really physically, emotionally, and what's the third one? Mentally able to do. Yeah. What are we truly capable of?
Right.
And that is, I feel like I have opened up an extra % of my brain that I never had before. That's why people that know me or think they know me, they think that I'm crazy, or they think that, maybe what I'm saying isn't right, or I'm just out of my mind. No, I'm not out of my mind. I am in my mind, okay? I am in my mind, and that's what the lack of understanding comes from, because as much as they think I am out of my mind, nah, I am more in my mind than any time I've ever been in my life, because when you're born, you don't know anything. You don't know anything. How much of your brain, the only part of your brain you're using is used to shit your pants and cry, and as you grow, you're able to, open up your brain to be able to, okay, let me not shit in the carpet now. Let me, I don't need diapers anymore. Or now I'm sleeping and I'm not even doing that anymore. But it's like, as we get older, we're able to expand our mind a little more and use more percentage of our brain.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
You know? So that's all we're out here trying to do, is just use more percentage of our brain. And how do we do that? It's by connecting with people that want to grow the same way that we are all trying to grow. Let's grow. If there's someone in your life that is hindering you from growing, I'm sorry, but you have to let them go. I don't care how much you love them. If they are not willing to grow with you, then you have to let them go.
Absolutely. And it sucks to say, but even parents can hold you back sometimes. Like I said earlier, my parents tried talking me out of this music thing, and if I had listened, I wouldn't be nearly as happy as I was today. I was blessed to have the job I had, but it was definitely hindering my growth, and it was definitely weighing on my mental health. So,
well, mental health is very important. You know, it's a very important thing.
That's the most important.
That's the most important thing, because at the end of the day, we have our mind, we have our brain that we are trying to open up, and we have our soul. At the end of the day, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, at the end of time, we have our soul. And where is it going to go? Where it's going to go, I think, is based on what you do with your mind, what you do with your heart, what you do with, everything that correlates what is inside of your soul.
Yeah.
So we're going to do everything we can to grow our soul. We're going to do everything we can to better our life. We're going to do everything to better the world as much as we can. And if it's by speaking on a podcast to connect with people, that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be to start. And whatever branches off of this, we're going to take those opportunities to then keep bringing more value to the world. We don't know what opportunities are going to come out of this, but I have a feeling that so many things are going to come out of this.
And
Call me crazy. Call me out of my mind.
Is what it is. Here we are doing it. And the people calling us crazy and out of our minds aren't doing shit. So, other than calling us crazy and out of their minds. So.
Other than listening to us, too.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you listening.
Yeah,
Make sure you
appreciate
fucking
the
subscribe
viewer.
and like that shit, too. If you're going to listen, you might as well fucking subscribe.
But you know what, though? We don't focus on them. No. We can't focus on them. We can't even give them that limelight. We can't give you that limelight. These 5 seconds is as much as we're going to give you. The couple seconds that he addressed the internet trolls, that's all we're going to give you, because this isn't based on you. This is based on the people we connect with. This is based on the people that we want to connect with, the communities that we are passionate about.
Absolutely.
We love all of you. We love everybody that's fighting for a better life. We love all of you that maybe battle mental problems or is questioning your mental health every day. We love all of you that are looking for more motivation every single day. We love you, and fill your heart up with this love. I hope you feel this love, because, man, it's all about feeling things, in your heart.
Absolutely.
We feel that this is right. This is why we're doing this.
100%.
And we will continue to do this as long as we know it's right.
There you go.
So,
With that being said, my man, we got a lot of shout outs to give out, I think.
we do have a lot of shout outs, but
We do.
before that, there's a couple other things that I wanted to throw out there to the audience. This is the Most Important Things podcast with Kevin and Bobby. But as I said to everybody before, we want to hear what you want to talk about, what you want us to talk about, but we also want to know who else you want to see on this podcast. We have a lineup of great guests that potentially are going to come on this show. And when I say potentially, I mean most likely. Shout out to Robin Black, UFC, not UFC, former UFC, but MMA enthusiast. He's worked all around the world with MMA. Bink, that's right. Enjoy the hostilities. William Knight has agreed to come on it. Julian Marquez has agreed to come on it. Mikey Damagala, the founder of NBA Buzz on Facebook, 2.5 million followers. He is interested to come on it, and I'm very, very excited to get him on it. Please check out NBA Buzz if you are an NBA fan. Bobby's not an NBA fan. That's why I look at the camera when I say this. 2.5 million followers, and he's always putting out good stuff. Also on Instagram, NBA Official Buzz. But we're going to get him on there. I mean, who else do we have on here? And then I also have a lot of my friends that want to come on here that I want to give them a platform to help tell their story of life, so they can then connect with more people, and people can connect with them. Because as much as people are connecting with us, you know, we're going to bring more connections of people that we are bringing on here that are going to connect with.
Everybody's got a story, man, and I feel like we both know enough people with great stories that we want to get on here to tell their story, and hopefully somebody watching can take that story and learn from it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I mean, that's what we're trying to do. You know, as we do this, we are learning, but we also want to be able to teach something in the way and bring someone on of value that can also teach us, you know, and also teach the audience.
There you go. Absolutely. Real quick, I'd love to get your boy behind you on the picture.
Oh
up there.
yeah, man.
Imagine we get that guy on the podcast one day.
Good.
What?
So listen, so check this out, man. Shout out. Oh, he doesn't want me to give him a shout out, actually. But great guy. I play baseball with him. And he said, man, I have a picture. I have a signed and autographed, authenticated. I probably said that word
I
wrong.
don't think that's a word.
Authenticated.
I
don't
think
know.
they get it. Yeah, they get the
Authenticity.
gist.
But listen, it's been signed by Mike Tyson. He legit signed it. And it's approved, and yeah, I mean it's Mike Tyson when he bit Evander Holyfield's ear, and it's a beautiful picture. You can see it in frame, I believe, in the you know, in the podcast. So
Homeboy's got a fight coming up soon too, huh? That's
November
a little
28th,
crazy.
Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. Check it out. It's a great card. You got Logan Paul. Is it Logan Paul?
No, Jake Paul.
Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson on the card. You got Badou Jack is fighting someone. It's actually a very stacked card from the top to the bottom. It's a stacked card from top to the bottom.
I'm excited. I'm so pumped.
Yeah.
You're gonna get together, watch it together.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it. We'll throw a little party. Maybe we'll watch it and do a podcast.
Well, by then that'll be November 28th. I mean, maybe we'll have a lot of people that are willing to watch it with us.
Yeah.
You know, on the podcast and be like a fight companion.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
I think that would be great. Another few things I want to touch on. It's, you know, before we get into the shout outs, I'm a big Red Sox fan. So I was in my, like I mentioned earlier, I was helping clean out my attic. I came across the Goofy hat. I got that. There was just a few other things. I had came across this Dustin Pedroia jersey, which I
Legend.
thought was pretty cool.
Legend.
So that's that. Also, Paul Pierce, Kansas. Paul Pierce. I don't know. I just thought this was pretty cool. And I got one more. Rest in peace. Paw Sox.
The Pawtucket, huh? Pawtucket Sox.
Yeah, this was Army night. So yeah, man, Pawtucket Red Sox, they're moving. You know, they're
Fun
not gonna be
fact:
Pawtucket.
Pawtucket Red Sox. They used to belong to the Rhode Islanders, and guess what? They're coming to Worcester, Massachusetts, baby. They're the Worcester Red Sox now. The Woo Sox.
The Woo Sox. So they're the Paw Sox. Now they're the Woo Sox.
Yeah, looking forward to those games.
Yeah, I know, right? It's right down the street from
Right
you.
down the street.
Too far. Good stuff,
We'll have to hit up
man.
a game one of these days.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Good stuff. Another thing I wanted to speak on is this isn't really that important, but for the sports, you know, we're talking about UFC, we're talking about the sports. Man, I came across all my sports cards the other day. I came across a lot of good names too. So if anybody is interested in seeing my sports cards, you let me know and we'll make that part of the podcast, a couple minutes segment on showing you my sports cards.
there you go.
You know?
I was more of a Pokemon card guy,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, it's what it is. You know who loves sports cards? Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh my God.
That's how he kind of got his start, huh? He was slinging sports cards at lunch break when he was a young boy.
Man.
But
Dude, listen, one of my favorite motivational speakers is Gary Vee. I mean, that he's inspired me in so many ways to chase my dreams, to help me believe in myself a little more and know that it's going to take work to get to where I'm going and show the journey. You know, I want to show my journey to people to then be able to look back on it and be like, oh, this is why he was able to get to where he is, because look at everything he did.
yeah,
Bro, this is our podcast. This is the Most Important Things podcast in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. But bro, Joe Rogan, he relocated his podcast a few times. We could be in Cali someday doing this same podcast. You know what I'm saying? And Travis might have to move out there with us. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the man and genius. He knows how to the cameras, and I'm sure you do too. But man, you know, they say three's a crowd, but I say three's a team. You know
hell
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
brother, hell yeah. Oh man, now we're doing big things here. Brandis Center Studios. So grateful to be here with you, man.
Oh man,
It's been a
beautiful
blast.
stuff. Man, it's been a blast.
So,
And like you said, we did have a lot of shout outs. We wanted to shout out to everybody.
Got a little story about that. about the shout outs.
Yeah.
So we, without even realized we fucking shouted out a lot of people on the first episode.
Oh my God, that video is gold.
Oh man, and your buddy Cajun Ninja. Right?
All right,
Shout out to
he
Jason.
he can be the first shout out.
Oh man, first shout out, Cajun Ninja. Jason.
First shout out, man. What a video.
He made this hilarious edit. I don't know if you guys watched it yet, but he did this part where he fucking zoomed in on my face while I was laughing. It was so funny. And we realized, we got a nice platform here, and we got people who want to hear their names. So shouting out everybody we love, everybody who's supporting us. So take it away, man.
So first unofficial shout out to the man that made the shout outs video, the Cajun Ninja. Check out the Cajun Ninja on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Man, he is he's an MMA. First of all, he's a chef. Okay, he's a content creator. He is a chef on Facebook generally. Puts most of his stuff on Facebook. Man, he's got a lot of great recipes. You have to check him out. A great thing that you can do with like your friends or your girlfriend. You guys go through, and he breaks down the whole recipe. He shows you how everything's supposed to be done. Check him out, the Cajun Ninja on Facebook. So let's get into our shout outs. We got my man Sly Moosey. We got Robert D. Smith of Smith Anchor Apparel, who actually reached out to us and said he would make our shirts. Cue to the most important things.
Oh hell yeah!
Emblem. He's gonna make us shirts with the most important things emblem, and he's also gonna send us shirts of his brand. So we're gonna get possibly 2 shirts from Robert D. Smith of Smith Anchor Apparel.
Oh hell yeah! You can't have too many shirts, man. I love it.
No, I love shirts. So let's get into this a little bit more. We got my man Craig Larissa. Shout out to Craig Larissa. Gave me a lot of encouraging words on this. Shout out to my girl Gianna that wants to actually come on this podcast. And she's a very fun girl. And I think she would, bring some entertainment to the show. She is so funny. Gianna, you are the best. I'm blessed that my brother has been friends with you for so long. I have love for you. Catherine, KNSH on 33 on Instagram, shout out. My man Chris Sapp, shout out, brother. Manny Mendonca, shout out. Thank you for always sharing my stuff, brother. Charlie Smithers, shout out, my man. Great dude. Charlene Stoker, Patton. And she wants me to make a shout out to Easy Work Nutrition. Shock Troop Fitness. 705 Metacom Avenue, Bristol, Rhode Island. Check out Wicked Local Nutrition. And then also up the street, Easy Work Nutrition. He's really getting some big things popping. He really helps people with all their health. Great dude, great role model, great leader, great all-around dude. Shout out to Leonard Jones. Shout out to Cave Ring. Shout out to Rise from the Ashes. Shout out to my girl Crystal Baruti, who made a beautiful, beautiful happy birthday video for my mother on her birthday. I reached out on Instagram and I told people like you did, the beautiful song that you
had a blast.
My mother. But Crystal Baruto also sent me a great video. Thank you so much, Crystal. I really appreciate that. We have Mercedes Marie. We have Guga Kachu. We have Priska Strupp. We have Becca Faze. We have Scott Farley of Core Martial Arts Academy. We have Dave Pacheco. We have Jose A. Castillo. We have a family friend for a long time, Mrs. Debbie of Songbird Floral Designs. We have Ali Mosier. And we have my man Shane from Down Under, Australia.
Hey.
Space Forest. And that is it with all the shout outs, my man.
I don't have that many friends, just you, Travis, and AJ, so I can't shout anybody.
Hey, good people are hard to come by, brother.
Oh, man, absolutely. Well, appreciate everybody listening, and more shout outs to come.
More shout outs to come. And let's end this with this quote. I heard this on, let's maybe not end it because we all know how we're going to end it. But this quote came from Mike Tyson on the Joe Rogan podcast. And he said, "When the universe puts the light on you, nothing is stronger than a person whose time has come." I hope everyone has a great day today, great night tonight, and I will talk to you soon.
Jump